Hello, my name is Michael Palumbo. I'm a traffic ticket defense lawyer in New York State. I'm your traffic defense lawyer in New York State. And I'm out here in my backyard today smoking a cigar of victory, a victory cigar. Because today, it's August 6, 2020, I just got out of court after fighting and winning an extremely difficult and hard-fought case for a client. And it wasn't really a typical speeding ticket case that we often represent people on. It was a totally different animal. My client, because of the totality of his driving history, going back 20 years, because of various convictions that he had on it, caused him to be permanently revoked. Could never get his license back. He's a married man, he's got kids, and like all of us when we were younger, a little wild back in the day, And he accrued a pretty bad driving history. And one conviction in particular, in totality with everything else, was causing him to not be able to get his license back. So I explained to him, look, we got to go back to this court from 20 years ago and make a motion to vacate your pre-sentence plea of guilty. What we needed to do, we needed to vacate or erase it, sanitize his record, and then he could apply to the DMV and get his license back. And I started this case literally 9 months ago, even probably a little longer. I drafted the application, I made the motion, I served it on the court, and today, just today, I got out of court, and here it is. Here's the decision from the judge, signed by the judge, granting my client's application to vacate a plea he did 20 years ago. And like I said, it was a very hard-fought proceeding. I initially submitted this motion and did oral arguments back, I think it was November 19th. And when you bring a special proceeding like this, you're not just going before the judge. You got to serve the prosecutor. The prosecutor could object. The first thing I did after I served him, before he went to court, I got the prosecutor on board. I got him to not oppose it. So now I have no opposition from the state, which gives you clear sailing. But the judge, and I don't really blame her, she was reluctant to grant his application. And she was reluctant because there were a lot of aggravating factors on his driving history. There was a lot of reasons why she should have said, or she could have said no. And she was troubled by it. What I did was I fought the case on the law. There were legal reasons why the court 20 years ago, not this judge, but the court, should not have even accepted his guilty plea. And I also humanized him. Well, the state had aggravating factors. I showed mitigating factors. That he's married now, he does charity work, not having his license is an extreme hardship to his wife, his family, his children. I humanized him before the court. And like I said, even though the prosecutor didn't object, it was a battle. It was a battle because there were some things in his driving record that I got from the DMV that weren't apparent as to what I was arguing. So the judge made me go back to another court, pull the records to show her what I was talking about, to show the totality of the records, even though I had proof from my client as to what had happened on this particular stop. The stop occurred over two different jurisdictions, and there were tickets in both jurisdictions, and which shouldn't have been written like that. But I had to go back, resubmit it. Then the pandemic hit. I submitted everything, and she really didn't want to grant the application. And I went back today to court. She called us in for a second oral argument today, and I was able to persuade her to give my client a second chance. And this is what we do here at my law firm, Palumbo & Associates, home of AttackThatTicket.com. We really work hard and go to bat for our clients. And you really get the service that you need. You get the legal expertise that you need. And the judge, I was talking to her today. I was making my presentation. I was making my arguments. And she says something like, counselor, at the end of the day, I'm really persuaded by, persuaded by your arguments. And by the way, this order, you think she typed it up? The court typed it up? No, the court didn't type it up. We submitted the proposed order. We submitted the proposed order back in November. Because if you want a judge to do something, to grant your client relief, you better give them the order that they can grant your client relief. Just make it so that they sign it. Most lawyers don't even think of these things. They don't even think of these things. So she had the order there, and her pen's hovering over it, and I'm like, okay, this is it, man. This is it. This is the punchline. This is the punchline. And she says, counselor, I really appreciate your diligence, and you really did a good job, representing client. I said, okay, Judge, that's all. Thank you very much. But please, just sign the freaking document. Please, just sign it before you change your mind. No, I literally didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. I was like, appreciate the niceties, but John Hancock on the document. Let's go. And she signed it, and she granted the order. So now, my client can now apply to the Department of Motor Vehicles with a sanitized record, and where they had to say no before because of the totality of his driving record, we amended it to the point where now they have to say yes, and he can get his life back. But if you know anyone in a situation like this, or just has a speeding ticket, wants to make sure your insurance doesn't go up, or maybe you were caught driving with a suspended license, you didn't know it was suspended, you don't know how to get your license unsuspended, you have a criminal case because of it, whatever your motor vehicle charges are, criminal, infraction, possession of marijuana in a car, we can help. Give us a call anytime. 877-99-NO-TICS. That's 877-996-6849. And I want everyone here to have a wonderful weekend. Again, it's 877-996-6849, and it's attackthatticket.com. Thank you.